You know what they say, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. And one guaranteed way to avoid being treated like a tourist, whilst also increasing your chances of having authentic experiences while travelling around Italy, is to greet the locals in their native language, Italian. Knowing just a few greetings in Italian can make a huge difference. It's respectful and it shows that you're making an effort to learn about the people who speak the language, their beautiful country and culture. When Italians hear foreigners speak to them in their language, they instantly become warmer and friendlier towards you, and their whole demeanour changes. Italians are some of the most generous, kindest and most talkative people in the world, and they literally make you feel like one of the family. So imagine how wonderful your travels in Italy will be if you greet Italians in Italian. Ciao, mi chiamo Michelle, sono the Intrepid Guide, la vostra guida ai viaggi e come imparare le lingue. Today I'm going to show you different ways that you can say hello and goodbye in Italian. So let's start with 7 common ways that Italians say hello. So let's get started, cominciamo. The first Italian greeting is ciao. Ciao is one of the most common Italian greetings, and it actually means both hello and goodbye and can be used at any time of day. But since ciao is an informal greeting, it should only be used with friends, family or people you know very well. Avoid using it with people of high social importance such as police officers, doctors, your boss or a teacher. Now the origins of ciao are rather interesting too, with its roots in the Venetian dialect. The original phrase literally meant I am your slave, and this phrase was typically used to say I am there if you need me, something similar to the English at your service, and it was an expression or a promise of goodwill among friends. So let's hear a native Italian say this phrase again.
Ciao. Ciao.
The second Italian greeting is salve. Just like ciao, salve can mean both hello and goodbye, but it is a more formal greeting and a more safer option to use when speaking to someone that you don't know well. The word salve comes from the Latin verb salvere, which means to be well or in good health. And the English words to salute and salutations have similar roots. You can use salve if you want to salute someone in a formal or informal situation at any time of day. So let's hear a native person say this Italian greeting again.
Salve. Salve.
The third Italian greeting is buongiorno. Buongiorno literally means good day, and it is used to say good morning and good afternoon in Italian. You can use this up until around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon in most parts of Italy. And buongiorno is a formal alternative to ciao, and it is a polite greeting, so you can use that whenever you enter a shop or in any other public space where you're likely to encounter people that you don't know. So let's hear a native Italian say this greeting again.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
The fourth Italian greeting is buonasera. Now from late afternoon, from about 4 o'clock onwards, you no longer can use buongiorno. Well, you can of course, but it will sound a little strange. Instead you say buonasera, which literally means good evening. And you can say buonasera until late at night in both formal and informal situations. So let's hear a native Italian say this greeting again.
Buonasera. Buonasera.
The fifth Italian greeting is buondì, which is an alternative to buongiorno. Buondì is a variation of buongiorno that literally means good day and is used to say hello in both formal and informal situations. Buondì is less used than buongiorno, but will add to the variety of your speech and impress your local friends. Now let's hear a native Italian use this greeting again.
Buondì. Buondì.
The sixth Italian greeting is piacere di conoscerti, piacere di conoscerla, or just piacere. Now when you are introduced to someone in any part of the world, you need to know how to reply, and in most languages you'll probably have some equivalent of saying nice to meet you. In Italian, it's piacere di conoscerti, which is used in informal situations, and piacere di conoscerla is for formal situations. The final TI and the final LA endings is what makes the difference between the informal and the formal, respectively. Now you can even skip the second half of the phrase if you want and just say piacere, to which the other person will reply with something like altrettanto, which means you too. So let's hear a native Italian say this greeting again.
Piacere di conoscerti. Piacere di conoscerti. Piacere di conoscerla. Piacere di conoscerla.
The seventh Italian greeting is Pronto. Now when Italians answer the phone, they don't say ciao or even buongiorno. They say Pronto, which literally means ready. In other words, they're saying that they're ready to listen or they're ready to talk. It is used in both formal and informal situations because after all, you can't always predict who is on the other end of the line. So next time you pick up the phone, be sure to say Pronto. So let's hear a native Italian use this greeting again.
Pronto? Pronto?
So now that you've learned a few different ways of saying hello in Italian, here are some tips on how to use them. And Italians often use a combination of these greetings that you've learned so far. So for example, you might hear things like ciao, buongiorno, or salve, piacere. There are just as many ways to say goodbye in Italian as there are ways to say hello. Here are 8 ways Italians say goodbye. The first Italian phrase is salve or ciao ciao. Now earlier you learned that both salve and ciao can be used to say goodbye in formal and informal situations respectively. Another variation is to say ciao ciao, which means bye bye. Italians often use ciao multiple times when saying goodbye to someone, up to 3 or 4 times, especially when speaking on the phone. So you might hear ciao, 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 ciao. So let's hear a native Italian say this greeting again.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
The second way Italians say goodbye is with buona giornata. Now when you see someone you say buongiorno, but when you leave them you say buona giornata, which wishes them a good day. Now you can say buona giornata anytime up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But what do you say after 4 p.m? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at next. But in the meantime, let's hear a native person say buona giornata again.
Buona giornata. Buona giornata.
The third way Italians say goodbye is with buona serata. Now in the afternoon you use buona serata, which means to have a good afternoon, and it is slightly more formal, but you also may hear it amongst friends. So let's hear a native Italian say this phrase again.
Buona serata. Buona serata.
The fourth way Italians say goodbye is with buon proseguimento. Now this is a common alternative to buona giornata or buona serata, and it basically just wishes the other person an enjoyable rest of the day, evening or journey home, basically whatever they're doing afterwards. So let's hear a native Italian say this Italian phrase again.
Buon proseguimento. Buon proseguimento.
The fifth way Italians say goodbye is with buonanotte. Now, buonanotte means good night, but it is used when it is assumed that everyone is going home to bed. So if you're out with friends and you're having drinks and you leave earlier than the others, the better alternative to say is buona serata or buon proseguimento to wish them an enjoyable rest of the evening. If you said buonanotte, it would sound a little bit strange. So let's hear a native Italian say this phrase again.
Buonanotte. Buonanotte.
The The sixth way Italians say goodbye is with arrivederci or arrivederla. Arrivederci literally means until we see each other again, and it comes from the Italian verb rivedere, which means to see again. And it is used to say goodbye to one person in an informal setting or to many people in either a formal or an informal setting. When speaking to only one person in a formal setting, you would say arrivederla. So just like that one that we saw before with the T and the la, this is the difference between the formal and the informal. So let's hear a native Italian say this phrase again.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci. Arrivederla. Arrivederla.
The seventh way Italians say goodbye is with a dopo or a presto or ci vediamo, which basically is a variation of see you later, see you soon, and see you in general. So a dopo is the Italian equivalent of the English see you later, but it is only used when you're actually going to see the person again later that day or maybe the next day. Another variation is a presto, which means see you soon. And another common way to say goodbye in Italian is with ci vediamo, which literally means we see each other. But it is more general and it literally means we'll see each other, so we'll see you later. So here is a native Italian saying these phrases again.
A dopo. A dopo. A presto. A presto. Ci vediamo. Ci vediamo.
The eighth way Italians say goodbye is with stammi bene or statemi bene. Now, do you want to wish someone well? Stammi bene is the Italian equivalent of saying take care of yourself, and it is used a lot when seeing off friends and close family members. Statemi bene is the plural form, so you would use this when you're saying goodbye to more than one person, so a group of people. Now let's hear an Italian person say these phrases again.
Stammi bene. Stammi bene. Statemi bene. Statemi bene.
Now that you've learned a few ways to say goodbye in Italian, here are a few tips on how to use them. So similar to Italian greetings, Italians often use a combination of different expressions when they say goodbye. For example, you might hear ciao ciao, ci vediamo, or ciao, a dopo, or buona giornata, arrivederla. So get used to using and hearing those different combinations. Italians are an animated bunch and love to use their hands or gestures to express themselves. Body language plays a big part when Italians greet each other and when they say goodbye. And kissing on the cheek is big in Italy, and this is reserved for close friends and family, and even between men, although this can be a tad less common. Now, to avoid an embarrassing and accidental kiss on the mouth, the rule is to kiss on the left cheek first and then on the right. Now, if you're less familiar with the person that you're speaking with, then the first time you meet them, then a traditional handshake is common. But once you get to know them, you'll no doubt move into the cheek kissing territory, so pucker up. Ce la puoi fare, you've got this, you can do it. Now, the number of Italian greetings and ways to say goodbye can seem overwhelming at first, but learning them is not as hard as it seems. And quite often you can use the same phrases to both greet and say goodbye to someone. So if you're struggling to remember greetings and which ones are formal and informal, just try and remember 2 or 3. So remember salve is hello and it's a nicer formal version, or buongiorno for good morning, or arrivederci for goodbye. Now, the important thing is to stay motivated and to have a positive attitude. Now, any effort you make will always be appreciated. So even if you accidentally slip and say ciao in a formal setting, Italians are very forgiving and they can see that you're making an effort. So for more Italian greetings, plus how to ask and respond to how are you, check out my complete Italian's greeting guide, which I've linked to in the description below. Now, if you want to learn Italian before you travel, now you should check out my Italian course, which is very popular. It's called How to Master Italian for Travel Fast. So for more details about that, again, check the link in the description below. If you have any questions about the course or any of these Italian greetings, let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to you. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications to get an alert when I post more videos like these. And if you want to receive exclusive language learning tips to your inbox, make sure you check out the link in the description and sign up. Until next time, thanks for watching, ciao and arrivederci!